Okay. Do you want to do the intro?
Alright, I thought we would do a van review. So, been in the van for more than 12 months now. Our travels have not come to an end, but I would say paused.
Yeah.
It's been on pause. So we thought, why not do a 12-month review on the van, especially the Sprinter itself. You know?
Comfy.
Especially the Sprinter itself, how we like the platform, why we chose the platform. Would we build one again? Would we do anything different? And the fit out as well.
Okay, well, the other day I put up a story and asked if anyone had any particular questions, and we did have a few people respond to that, so we will be addressing some of those questions in this video and other ones that were asked in a different video. So I guess first question is, why did we choose the Sprinter? Why was the Sprinter van our choice? I'll let Brendan.
That's my domain for sure. Next best thing I reckon besides a Sprinter van in Australia, before you start getting into trucks and things like that, which might be an unbiased opinion, but I think trucks they're just too big. Like especially on the east coast of Australia, a lot of the tracks you're not getting in there, like unless you're chopping trees down and things like that. I reckon they're great for if you go in Central Australia, WA, where a lot of beach driving, desert driving, like sure, go for the truck. But even with this thing, it is a little bit high. Like the height is the restriction, not the four-wheel drive capability of it. So realistically, the Crafter, not enough ground clearance. You can only get them in a 4-cylinder. It was either this or a Troopy. A couple of mates got Troopies, and I just think they're too small for full-time living. While going around Australia, I just think they're too small. Like, hats off to the people that are doing it. Weekender, like 100%, Troopy's a great option. But yeah, we wanted to have everything in the van. The bikes away from out of sight, wanted to keep them clean, things like that. So, and we wanted to be comfortable while on the road, and it definitely served that purpose.
Another question someone did ask us is, why do we choose the medium wheelbase over the long wheelbase Sprinter? And I will probably answer this for both of us, is we really enjoyed the size of this van purely for the fact that we can go into a Woolworths car park and we can park in the car park, no dramas. You know, stick out a little bit, but
it's pretty important when you're on the road. You don't have a big fridge like at home. We don't have a freezer. We've got 110 or 130 litre fridge. So, and we like to eat like fresh food, eat pretty well. And then, yeah, we'll at Woolies every
second day.
Every 3 or 4 days, like just topping up. So you think it's not a big factor to consider, but the fact that we could just drive into most car parks and snag a spot, like, it helps, especially you go on that often.
And even from the perspective of getting this as a four-wheel drive van, if you we would bottom out on a couple of things. Watch some of the tracks that we did. If we had it even longer,
no way. Yeah, four-wheel drive is an option in the long wheelbase.
So that you're just getting onto a beach essentially. You're not going to be getting into.
Yeah, like that's the downfall. Some of them have extra overhang over the rear axle, and then the wheelbase is longer as well. Downfall, even with a medium wheelbase, is your wheelbase, so the length of it. So in the middle, you tend to belly out on a lot of things. So in a long wheelbase, there's even just turning the thing around, which this does surprisingly well. It's got a really good turning circle for such a big car. It went the long wheelbase, probably would have been a bit more comfortable.
We had a long wheelbase in New Zealand when we did like a little trip in 2018. It was mad.
Was good, like for living space wise, unreal. Or families and things like that where you're not. But yeah, for us, 2 people, 2 sleeper.
It could fit everything in that we wanted to be in, and I guess that would then come into the next thing where a lot of people have asked us the question on why don't you have an internal shower and toilet, or why did you choose not to?
It's a big question. Where's the toilet? Where's the shower?
That's number one with the van people. Where's your toilet and shower? Which for us, we're pretty relaxed when it comes to, like, we use lakes, rivers, the beach. Most of the time, besides Tassie, you have a shower at the beach where you can wash the salt off anyway.
Tassie's an odd one for that.
Like, yeah, there's no outdoor showers in Tassie.
Not even a cold shower at the beach. Like, I don't really understand it. Like, yeah, east coast of Australia, if there's a beach, there's a shower.
Yeah. We opted to not have an internal shower and toilet purely for the fact that, yeah, we do have the medium wheelbase van. And for me, I said to Brendan, I would like more bench space. Because when I cook, I spread everything. I need as much bench space as possible. And also, we didn't have any kind of lounging area. Like, a lot of vans will have a lounge because we just thought if it's going to be nice weather, you're going to be outside in your camp chair anyway. And you're only going to be really inside if it's cold or it's raining, crap weather. And that's why we opted for the swivel captain chairs. So when we did need to just chill out and watch a movie or do something inside, these chairs are able to do a 360 or 180, sorry.
Yeah, it was fine.
They can do 360? Or just
it's
180? 180.
Yeah.
Shower, desperate times. Yeah, we did use our shower out the back and I washed my hair. You just have to wear swimmers. For us, the shower wasn't an issue. Like,
by the time, like, what's worst case, you might be 3 or 4 days where you in between freshwater rivers or swimming at the beach, you can still rinse the salt off you with the external shower. And if we really feel like a nice hot shower where you can unlimited shower, you go into a caravan park. And a lot of the people I spoke to that have internal showers and toilets say they don't even use them. They might use the toilet for emergencies, but their shower space is used as a drying rack or storage cupboard. Like, so if I build another van, I wouldn't do another shower and toilet. Like, it wasn't something that I regret not doing. But even it was awesome.
And the toilet, like, porta potties,
they're great.
They're awesome. And literally, it was so easy for us to just pull up the hatch in the van here, pull it out, and then just at the night would literally just have it in between the two chairs here, and then you just pack it away in the morning.
I think that's probably one of the smallest, or maybe the next one up in size of porta potty. And
I reckon it was like every 4 days that we would be changing it. The whole time it stayed at number one's toilet as well, which we were very proud of ourselves. We said it in emergency only. So even that, like, there are so many toilets in national parks you go to on the as you know traveling from one spot to the next. There is a toilet along the way that we opted, and then because otherwise, if we use the toilet consistently, you'd be changing it a lot more. So with the shower and the toilet, the shower, you are conservative obviously with the water that you have in your tanks too. So the more that you have showers, the more you're going to be trying to find fresh water to fill up. And then same with, finding a dump point for the toilet, which was something that it becomes a nuisance after a while. When you're doing it consistently, you want to do it less.
Hot water system for the van, I was very happy with. It's a Duetto, OzJ Duetto. It's a 12 volt or 240 volt electric storage hot water system. So it's a 10 litre storage hot water system like your common one at home, but obviously a lot smaller. I was looking at a diesel heater, water heater and air, which was like $6,000. It's going to be super expensive. You have to tap into the fuel lines. You got to drill holes external to the van for exhaust and things like that. This OzJ I think was about nearly $500. I was a little bit skeptical on it in terms of how long it would take to heat, but we always ran it on 240, so through the inverter. It always sat, because it was inside the wheel arch box under the bed in the van, probably was always a little bit warmer, so it's probably sitting at 20-25 degrees. To get from there to maybe 50 degrees, which is plenty to have a shower. I
was happy with the hot water.
It was like 10 minutes,
10-15
minutes I reckon, and then it was awesome. So you could buy what's that, $500 into $6 grand That's 12. You could buy 12 of them. If they stuffed up and burnt out, you could buy 12 for what I was going to do originally, because I went down the whole rabbit hole of a diesel furnace, hot water and heater setup. But I think the diesel, if you were living in America, like where it's that snow setup, yeah, you'd go something like that diesel furnace. But
another question someone asked, would we have done anything, like, are we happy with the layout? Would we have done anything different? I would say layout 110%. We have been stoked with it. We wouldn't change anything. We did mention though maybe getting a freezer, like as Brendan mentioned, like we do like to eat fresh food, and we felt like we're not ones to get frozen veggies and 2-minute noodle, like that's just not us. So we're feeling like we're going to the shops all the time, because obviously like you have a, I don't know, 3 to 4 day life expand for meat and stuff, and
but even
fruit,
the
veggies.
size of the fridge, like you can only buy so much and store so much.
True.
Like at home you can stretch it a week with the life of like expiry dates of fresh food.
Yeah.
But
so
you just don't have the room to pack it into the fridge.
So yeah, somewhere we would change the layout in some way to be able to fit like a freezer to have extra, that extra food storage, I suppose, for sure.
I put a lot of thought, myself and Matt from Adventure Fit-Outs, into how the layout would work with the bike storage, and I think we nailed it really. Even the boys at Adventure Fit-Outs now, they're pushing on to make this layout a
staple.
Yeah, like a staple item for their vans and offer it to other people. And you can start as a base model, and then you can build your way up and build it out to whatever many extras or whatever you want added to it.
Brendan was very specific about wanting to, like the height of the bed was purely based on the height of our bikes. So we made sure that our bikes were going to fit on the sliders, and then we sort of fiddled around with the height. And yeah, because as Brendan said, we didn't want to have our bikes out on the back of the van or anything like that in the weather. So bikes were sort of priority, and then the van, and then we sort of built around like bed height, and then added the shelf that's above our heads when we do sleep. That got added in a little bit later because we thought that'd be a good little storage, and it was.
Super handy for your phone if you're on your phone at night before bed, like most people are.
Talking about like the drivability and the fuel economy, Brendan did have the fuel tank changed out for a long range fuel tank. He was purely the driver most of the time, so I will let you can answer this one. So the drivability, off-road capability and fuel economy.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like Merc have done a great job. Obviously they've been in the game a long time. Driving it, like even you driving it, like you know what it's like. It's very much like a car, besides the height.
You feel safe in it. When I drive it, I feel so safe.
The side mirrors on it from factory are huge. They're probably the size of Clearviews that people put aftermarket onto their cruisers and things like that. Got blind spot assist, got all the cameras on the rear. You literally can see everything. You can see over the top of the car in front of you. As a car, van, camper, like yeah, it's an unreal platform for people wanting to do what we've done, or that want a work van that can also come into play when you're on the weekends with motorbikes, bikes, surfboards. Yeah, I really rate the 4-wheel drive Sprinter in this setup, like with the V6 turbo diesel. I think it's a great motor, heaps of torque. Like we've got this thing pretty well packed to GVM, and it doesn't feel like it, eh? Like
this thing's a machine. It
gets
mad.
along. The transmission in it's a 7-speed auto. It really does it well. I would say the only thing mechanically or about the car would be the low range. It could be a lot lower. Fuel economy. What do I think we were doing an average.
Well, what was the tank that we got installed?
So we had a Brown Davis 180 litre fuel tank, which highly recommend.
Yeah.
Highly recommend to any car. I think any car I get in the future, I'll be putting a long range fuel tank. I'd sort of push it to 1,000 Ks out of a tank, fuel light would come on, and I think every time I filled up, we're putting in about 140, 150 litres, so there's still another 30 litres in there, so I always kept that as a buffer when we're travelling. Just, yeah, if I knew we've done 1,000 Ks, we need to fill up as soon as possible, but there's probably another 200, 250 K in the tank still. I reckon on average we were running about 17 litres per 100. Does vary a lot with the van, like hills, things like that. Tassie was a killer, I reckon, for fuel.
Yeah, it was.
Like Tassie's a small place and easy to get around. Like it's quick to get to the next spot, but at the same time it's hard work because it's windy up. It's always up or down or windy. So there's probably one freeway in Tassie or a couple of freeways in Tassie where you're just cruising, and the van straight away it comes down to what, 13 litres per 100, 12 litres per 100.
Yeah, if we're on a freeway, yeah, easy.
And that's with the big tyres and everything, so you can't really complain with that. Got friends that tow on caravans with, you know, dual cab utes, and they're getting over 20, 25 litres per 100.
We had another question asking what our new rig of choice is going to be once we do sell the van. And I mean, I can say for both, we love this van, and I mean, really, we wouldn't like, we're selling it purely for the fact that we are putting a hold on our adventures, and it is something that's a lot for just a weekender. Otherwise 100% we would be keeping it.
It was purpose built to live in full time and travel full time.
Yeah.
And we can't sort of justify keeping something like this as just a weekender. I'd definitely choose a Sprinter platform again to build something like that, but it would be a completely different build.
And we chose the 4x4 Sprinter, so we did have the options of getting to certain campsites that normal vans wouldn't be able to get. A perfect example was the one in Tasmania on, what was the island we went to?
Bruny Island.
Bruny Island. Like, we went to this campground, and if you've seen that episode, you would have seen, like, it was pretty tight getting down there, and this van, like, this thing was a beast to get down there. I'm
going to call it and say that is the first Sprinter ever, and only Sprinter ever to be at that campsite. We wouldn't have got there if we were by ourselves. The help of all the boys, they all pitched in. We're on the two ways. There was branches going down everywhere. We had a full crew to get us down there, full escort, which was sick. Yeah, stress levels were high, but once we were down there and cracked the beer, it was unreal.
But yeah, new rig, we definitely have some ideas of what we would love to get. I don't think it will be a van.
We don't know.
We don't know, but we've talked about a few options on what we would get after this.
Will it be grey?
Will it be grey? We do love grey cars, and we've got to continue the Nograydaze adventures.
Days will continue.
But yeah, so at the moment, yeah, we do have some ideas of what we are thinking, but
as soon as we know, you guys will know.
Yeah, we'll be going on a camp trip in it and trialing it out and whatnot. And yeah, as I said, we might, we'll continue probably filming some of our camping trips and stuff like that. But we have had to we've just put a hold on traveling Australia. And in our van life video, we'll kind of go into a bit more detail, reasons why we did have to sort of just put a pause on it, so stay tuned for that one. Overall, the Sprinter, 4x4 Sprinter has 110% been such an awesome option. I don't think we would ever change, we don't ever think, oh, we wish we did it in another car. Even the lights and stuff that we've put on, the extras, the Baja lights, so good, like especially when we've been driving at night with roos and stuff. I'm very pedantic about hitting any animal, so we drove at 60k an hour, all the lights on, and was sweet. Fiamma awning, awesome.
There is a video,
side steps, our van.
Like the tour video, if you want to watch what's been done to the van. I don't think I'd run aircon. probably not use aircon.
We did use it a couple of times in Far North Queensland, but
I think it's something you can get away with.
we do actually as well, like really impressed with all the our van engineering products too that we have on the van. Like the gearbox at the back, so good for our, like keeping our gas bottle, being able to tie the max tracks on, the mini Sherpa, the side steps here.
They've saved us.
Yeah, like Cape York felt like the van was actually going to roll over, and if we didn't have these side steps, I don't know what that situation would have been like, but go and watch it. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and watching this video. We hope that it did help you with any questions you may have, or if we didn't answer something, please leave a comment. Like this video if you enjoyed it.
If you got any questions that we didn't answer,
yeah, I already said that.
I'll just shut up, so see you later.
Alright, thank you, see ya.